Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your host, Ron C., and this is the You Won't Say It, I Will podcast. Just want to get started off real quick saying my social media stuff. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, You Won't Say It, I Will. You can find me on Twitter, YWSIIW Podcast. And you can find me on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. You Won't Say It, I Will. All those download, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. So let's get started here. Got a little bit to talk about. I just want to get started with the Kevin Durant injury and how it looks like he played game 5 and I said a few things last episode about him saying that, he might have been, a little bitch. Not kind of like downgraded a little bit. Maybe it's not a little bitch, but, I think players, especially the star ones, the ones that, are part of the face of the league, face of your team, and Kevin Durant, as I've said several times, I believe to be probably the best player. But I get to that a little bit later on. But Kevin Durant looks like he came in game 5, looking pretty good. Kevin Durant-ish, and the whole team looked good. They came in running strong. Looks like he was going up against, I think it was Serge Ibaka, I believe, and kind of like lost his hand over his ball. Not sure if it was before or same time as the injury, but it looked like he had injured his leg again. And I'm like, damn, he's out already. And it didn't look too good when you got Iguodala and one of the the guys to help them with that, with the injuries and stuff, and helping them in the locker room. I think Steph walked back too, and it just didn't look good. And like I said, I know I called them some names and everything. And one thing I'm not going to do, I won't take it back, because I still think it wasn't the wrong move from him to be out there. It's a shame that he went out like that. And from the looks of it, as of right now, I don't think no update as of this time right now. I don't think it's nothing updated saying what it is 100%. But from the way it looks like it's going to be a torn Achilles. And, man, that's not a good thing, man. And I don't think he did nothing wrong. You got guys like Charles Barkley and everything that's like, well, I blame the Warriors. You shouldn't have brought him back out there. Other people saying you shouldn't have brought him back out there, but why not? You hate to lose somebody that high caliber to definitely an injury like that. That can just really potentially mess up, his career. And sometimes, sometimes you make decisions, kind of like off a whim. He's been practicing on it, doing everything he needs to do, like physical therapy type stuff. He's been doing everything on it. Pre-game he looked good, and unfortunately it just really went out on him. And I really hate to see that shit. I was a little sad over that, man. It's really fucked up. I just hope that he keeps high spirits, and I hope that maybe be one of his injuries. Sometimes guys come back from like ACL injuries in the NFL, earlier, a couple months earlier sometimes, and they're 100% good. Hopefully he can come back a little bit earlier. I'm sure Golden State be back in the playoffs again, And, if it is a torn Achilles, if I'm not mistaken, he's probably gonna be out the whole year. It just messed up. And like I said, I don't take back what I said. I think he should have been out there. It's not one of those things. Well, they down 3-1. Let's just hope for the best or whatever. Yeah, you can do that, but I won't want to be out there too. If it feels good, everything seems right. Give me the A-OK, and I'm out at 5,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did, and like I said, it just went the wrong way. But prayers out to him. I hope hopefully it's not a torn Achilles, maybe something else, and maybe it'd be a half a year type of injury. But either way, it just messed up because he's going on his free agency, and if you out a whole year now, it's like, to me, you're kind of stuck with Golden State in a way. Golden State is definitely going to want to sign you regardless whether you're going to injure or not. Of course, they want you to stay. It was rumors out there that, he didn't feel like family there. It was just like, oh, I'm just here to get rings pretty much. They're using me, and I guess I'm using them type thing. That's why it was talk to him going to the Knicks and this and that. But after seeing that, and after the way they reacted and everything, and they just knew with him coming back that they really had a good chance of turning the series around. Whether they would have done it or not doesn't mean doesn't mean less of a good chance for them to come back. And now, I don't know now, but they, like I said, they had a good chance, and now I don't know. I don't know if any team is going to want them. I'm not saying I wouldn't necessarily sign them, but you would definitely, if I sign you would definitely, I have to put maybe some type of clause in there, and I'm going to make sure you have all the around the clock works and stuff. That's if he signs outside of Golden State. But if he signs with Golden State, which seems like they really are family to him, and it's looking like, damn, maybe he should stay there. Fuck how everybody feel, and this dynasty shit and all this other stuff, man. If he has a chance to stay, I would stay. They gonna give him a max contract. He's gonna be even more rich as fuck, and take the year off and just go hard, do everything you got to do to get that bitch right, and even more. And even if it's a slight chance, let's say they make it back to the playoffs, make it back to the finals, and a slight chance that he can come back, depending on the circumstance, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it this time. They want to do the same thing over again. Like this was next year, but yeah, man, I hope he does. Hope he does kind of sign back with him. That they really care for him, man, and I hope he felt that. I hope he seen that last night, man, because and another thing too, man, one thing I can't stand, and I'm fucked up. What I'm about to say, I'm fucked up over this because I have done this. But when this man got injured, and he went on all the ground crying and stuff, but he just needed help getting up, and it's, he just knew, like, damn, I fucked up. And he knew it. The team could see it, and he knew shit wasn't right. And he got the fucking city of Toronto cheering for this shit. Now, don't get me wrong. When Tony Romo went down one year, I think for his clavicle, I think it might have been the second time he broke the motherfucker, and he was going against the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked at first, like, wait, is he getting up? Oh shit, he's not getting up. Oh shit, oh this motherfucker's down. Blah, blah. I laughed, I laughed at that shit. But after a while, I was like, damn, I was kind of fucked up. I probably had to do that, but it's fucking Cowboys. Fuck them. But it's kind of messed up. But the one thing I can't stand is, you don't fucking cheer and carry on like, yeah, he's injured, blah, blah. Yeah, now we really got a chance. Motherfuckers, y'all been have a chance. You up 3-1. Not that that's 110%. I don't care what the fucking pass says and what the numbers say. You still gotta win. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you didn't do it. So you still have to win. It's not all the way in the books yet, but yeah, you're right there. And just to cheer like that, man, it's just fucked up. And I really give it to Kyle Lowry. He was like, yo, man, just niggas chill, don't cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the Warrior players, I can see like Klay Thompson's face, like he was like, man, that's fucked up. Like that was a little grimy, especially all he's been through before, from the last series up until now, and for him to pretty much just re-injure everything again, and just it's hard. It's hard, and y'all fucked up for that. I'm not gonna lie. If he did this shit in Philly, I'm not saying I wouldn't have personally done it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I say, I know what I did about Romo. Then I thought about it. I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But no, I wouldn't have done that shit. I'm not even a Sixers fan, but I still wouldn't have done it. I don't care if he was going against the Lakers. I still wouldn't be like, oh shit, he's down. I would have been like, oh shit, oh damn, he's down. Damn, we ain't got to worry about him. But fuck, you know what I mean? He's messed up, and you see fucking old retarded ass Drake's face and everything. Deep down this motherfucker, this old beige ass bitch, was like, yeah, bitch, get your ass back down. It's our motherfucking championship this year. You know what I'm saying? But I probably deep down, he probably was like, damn, man, I don't want to see you go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to bust your ass, but damn, I don't want to see you get hurt in the process. It probably was legitimate. I won't take that away from him. But KD, man, best of luck to you. Probably is a torn Achilles. I really hope it's not. If it is, it's, hope you're going back to Golden State, just because of how you went out and how everything went down and how you got treated. They're probably going to still sign you to a max contract. Do whatever you need to do to heal up, man, and come back out the following year after that, and do what you do. Now, for these finals, after KD went out, a lot of people, I'm sure, was thinking, oh, well, KD's out. Shit, we got this in the bag. You know what I'm saying? The Raptors saying we got this in the bag. Well, no, I don't know about that one. Not necessarily, because Golden State, was still on fire. The fire might have started to go out just a little bit, but that flame sparked right back up. And I didn't think that, because I'm thinking to myself like, oh, hell no. Nah. They fucked up in the head. They're going to be fucked up for a couple minutes. But pretty much they're going to come back out here, play hard, because now we got to do it for him. Now we got to finish this game. We got to at least win this game. Don't matter how we win it. And, so KD like, nah, fuck this, son. We going to get this ring. Or at least going to get this win and work towards getting this ring. So you have something for next year, just in case you can't play. The final score, 106-105. Let me say that again. The final score, 106-105. Golden State. How, Sway? Like, I don't think Kawhi apparently couldn't do enough. I think it was starting to come down to, let's see, what was it? I think Ibaka, because pretty much everybody, I ain't even going to name the whole squad, just everybody was starting to dwindle down. Kawhi, they say Toronto Raptors have, 9-0 run. They got an 8-2 run. They got 10-3 run. Toronto Raptors didn't have that. Kawhi Leonard had that run. Had those runs, I should say. Because this motherfucker was going in. And for him to go in like that means to tell you, it tells you a lot. And it does put you in the conversation that, you know, I won't come out and say, oh, he's better than LeBron. Oh, I won't come out and say he's better than KD. But it does make you think just a little bit. Damn, can you put him as the best player in the league right now? You know, because we all said it about LeBron. Now, LeBron, yeah, I won't compare him to him because he's a little bit different because of his size, stature. You know, he can guard all five. You know, versus Kawhi's not gonna guard all five. But just what he still was able to pretty much carry a team. You know, not saying he doesn't have any good, quote unquote, star players on his team, but you know, LeBron always needed stars. Not saying he couldn't dunk. He did do it with the Cleveland team a couple years ago with, I mean, who the fuck was on that team? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you guess you can count Kevin Love, but really, can you? You know, so he did do it that year, and I think that year's I think it was 7 games that year, right? I think they were down, but at the same time, you know, he definitely could be part of those talks, and I think he should be, because 106 to 105. If Kawhi didn't slow down and start, I think, gas out a little bit right towards the last couple minutes, the last minute maybe, there's no game 6. What's the next game? I think Thursday. Yeah, there's no game 6. What game 6? You know what I'm saying? There's a party going on in Toronto right now for them, and it is what it is. You know, a lot of people probably would have blamed, oh, well, KD went down, they went sour and this and that. That could have been some of it, but at the same time, you know, is that the Raptors just really wanted it more. And from what I said, I believe back before the final started, or I think once the teams were, you know, once they both won, you know, each division conference finals, you know, I believe I said that with KD back, I believe Golden State will win. I believe they'll win, period. Golden State. With KD playing, if KD came back, I thought it was going to go 6. If he wasn't playing, I thought it probably could still go 6, but it probably would have went 7 games. Now, I mean, not because they necessarily won this game, but just because everything is happening, plus this game, they're not 110% out. Now, I did pick Golden State the win this past game. I didn't see all this happening with Kevin Durant and all this. But a win's a win. I don't give a fuck. You won by a point or a piece of a point. You know, you still won. You know. But game 6, I honestly think that the Raptors are going to take this. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think they're going to, you know, they definitely going to get them about 5-8 points for sure. I don't think it's going to be crazy competitive. They might try at some point in the game, maybe in the beginning, maybe in the middle, maybe somewhat towards the end, and then the Raptors is going to just start running circles around them, you know. And I'm not going to say it's a shame, because I actually would like to see them win. And a lot of people are like, well, why are you rooting for a different country and this and that? It's fucking Canada. I mean, yeah, like, it's the fucking, you know, it's like a London team or some shit. You know, yeah, like it's fucking China or some shit. Hell, even Mexico. No, it's fucking Canada. Yeah, it's not the United States, but if the fucking NBA put an outside country team into the league, then they have the right to win. It is what it is. You know, I don't want to hear all that. Well, that's Canada. Why you not rooting for a U.S. team? Well, why don't you fucking write a letter and tell these motherfuckers to take out the goddamn team or move the team to somewhere else? You know, but game 6, I got the Raptors. I don't think it's going to go 7. I don't think it's going to be crazy competitive. I don't think they're going to give up, but it's going to be to the point where I think Raptors is They just go ahead and snatch it. I'd rather them won the last game because at least they would have been home. But either way, win's a win. It don't matter. There's plenty of champions who won on the road. So it is what it is. They'll have plenty of fans at the airport waiting for them. So yeah, that's my prediction. Shout out to KD, man. I hope everything goes good for you. The finals, Game 6, Toronto wins. They're the new NBA champions. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say about that. So, couple weeks ago, I went to go see the movie Ma with Octavia Spencer in it. Movie wasn't bad. What did it get? Movies 4 stars. So, out of 4 stars, I probably would give it. I guess I would give it maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say 2.5, but I don't want to say 3. Can I say between that? No, fuck that. I'm saying between that. I'm saying between 2.5, 3 stars. So I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna tell you how the movie ended. I'm pretty sure you probably can predict in some sort of way because you know what the movie's about and how she was in the movie for the most part. But looking at the previews, but it's gonna be a little bit spoilers. I don't really give a fuck. Fast forward through this. So, the movie is pretty much about teens who just wanted to be teens, wanted to drink. They catch her. They're outside. They taking turns trying to ask people to buy them drinks outside of the liquor store. Everybody's telling them to fuck off. Octavia Spencer, aka Ma, comes up. She was hesitant. She didn't want to do it at first. She finally did it. They go about their way, and they go drinking up like some little secluded place. And when it comes down to, she knows who like their parents are because she went to school with them back in the day. So she actually calls one of the people's one of the kids' dads. The dad's called the police and they kind of like got busted a little bit, blah blah. So they go back down to the liquor store again. This time she's out there again and it's like, hey, can you get us again? She buys it. She puts it in her car. She goes back to the car. Like, look, instead of just going back to a secluded place, blah blah, why don't you come to my house? You guys are safe there. I'm going to make sure you guys are okay. You're going to get home okay. And that's pretty much how it's all started right there. Next thing you know, they started to, this is in her basement. So they all just start hanging out there. She starts inviting other kids, these random ass kids. I'm still wondering where the fuck they came from. I guess from other schools or the same school. But secretly, what she's really doing is using these kids because she's trying to get back at the parents that she went to school with. And when she went to school with these parents, with the parents of the kids, she was like nerdy and stuff like that. And, from what it looks like, she probably was like the only black kid in the school or one of the few black kids in the school and was smart. And, you know how that goes. So they pull like a prank on her. She apparently likes like the popular guy there, the jock there, and told her to meet him in the like janitor's closet. So she goes in the janitor's closet. It's dark as hell in there. She don't see anything, and she gives him head. Comes out, it's a whole group of kids laughing at him, and the guy that she's supposed to be sucking is there too, laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, well, they was like, ew, who dick did you suck? And it's like some other random guy that goes to the school. She's scarred for life. So now she's trying to get revenge on really all these parents by like, stalking their kids, and she's starting to like low key harm the kids, and she ended up harming some of the parents. So I don't know. That's why it's like I'm not gonna give it 4 star now. I would give her 4 stars just from her acting alone. Her acting alone, I didn't see a lot of stuff she just played in, and I kind of compare this to the Denzel Washington Training Day, how all them other movies he did, and he went to Training Day. I'm not talking about Oscars, and she gonna be Oscar related and all that, but just the role that he did in Training Day compared to all the other shit that he's done. And we all know he's a fucking great actor, and not saying he couldn't have done this role, but it was like different. It just, you felt that, and you kind of feel the fucking psycho craziness out of her. She didn't go out of character. She stayed with it. To me, she almost made me believe like, that's, damn, bro, you really like this? You fucking crazy as shit. It's almost like Training Day. It's like, yo, are you really a fucking crooked ass cop? So yeah, man, it's, I thought it was a good movie. That's why I say I'm kind of confused. I'm not gonna get the movie 4 stars, and I mean the way it ended, it didn't end stupid, but it did kind of somewhat end basic. And that's big with me when it comes to movies. How do you end? And like, it didn't end, like I said, it didn't end stupid, it didn't end horrible, but it ended above basic, but not spectacular. So that's why I had to knock off a star. So now you're down to 3 stars. And where I get that 2.5, 3 stars in between that range is, it seemed like they could have did maybe just a little bit more, maybe slightly in depth, a little bit, but you don't want to make the movie run down the draw, especially this type of movie. It's not like it's a drama or anything like that, the type of movie that it is. But regardless of the fact, I don't think it's a waste of money. I would say that if you don't go see it, you're not 110% missing anything. It's okay if you wait for it to come out on, DVD, TV, or if you got the Fire Stick. But if you do go see it, I'm not saying it's a waste of money either. So, that's why I'm getting kind of confused with the 2.5, 3 stars range. I guess almost like to each his own. But yeah, that's my. So I'm going to move on to another, guess, not a movie, more like television series in a way on Netflix. Sure, plenty of you has heard it. Is the show about the Central Park 5 on Netflix, When They See Us. So I never heard about it when this originally happened, when all this was going down. I'll give you the backstory in a minute in case you don't know. When all this was going down, this was 1989. Now, I'm born in 87. I'm only 2 years old when it's going on. So I don't know shit about it. Apparently, now at first I was kind of mad because I'm like, why is something like this now just coming out, or why is this now just really getting known? But I did more research, and apparently they have done like another movie or another documentary on it. I think back in 2012, I think. And once I tell you the backstory on it a little bit, it did come back out in like 2014. I think something else came up with it, and back in the early 2000s. But like I said, I get on that. So Central Park 5, Central Park 5, man. This, from like the first 5 minutes of this show, just like pissed me off. I mean, I don't understand how so much of this, how so much stuff just went down in this. Like, it's crazy. I'm just kind of lost for words right now. But you haven't lost. If you don't know the backstory, is five young teens, young black teens, 14, 15, 16, one 16-year-old. The other 4 were 14 and 15. Um, they're in Central Park playing around, just being really stupid, like teens and stupid and all that other shit. And a girl the same night gets raped and brutally attacked and everything. So the cops are out for like rage now. Now, this and the lady's white. You see all these black kids out here running around, acting a fool, and now they want blood. They're out to get whoever. So if you're a young black teen around that age, everybody's getting questioned. So they pulling people off the street and everything. The cops coming, throwing them in, questioning them and everything. And now you get a prosecutor, DA, whatever you want to call her, named Linda Fairstein. She comes in. She's pretty much the runner of all this. She's running the whole operation. Says she said she wasn't, bitch, she was. So she's running the whole operation of everything, and she's got these five kids. They're all getting interrogated. Now, remind you, 4 of them are 14 and 15, 1 is 16. Now, apparently, I guess even still in today's times, I'm not too knowledgeable of it, I guess in today's time, but definitely, if it was like this back then, I'm sure it could be like that now. But the 16-year-old, he was pretty much considered quote unquote adult when it comes to something like that. So he was able to be, interrogated, arrested, and all that because, he's 16 years old, and these other kids, they're young, they're minors, they're getting interrogated. She's trying to, like, between her and a couple other, like, fucked up dirty cops in a way, you might as well call them dirty, or trying to, like, push them into saying that they did it. Well, you was in the park, okay, give us a timeline, and they're kind of like how you want to give somebody the answer to something, but you just throw other little clues out. So they're young, they don't never been in any type of trouble, never been in an interrogation room. They don't know anything about nothing type of stuff that goes on in there, and you pushing them to say it over and over and over. And it's easy, you can listen right now to me and think in your head, well, how in the hell can you tell somebody what to say, blah blah blah, when you're 14 and 15 and scared as hell, and really, when it comes down to it, not about that life. Yeah, you can. You showing them pictures, you telling them, well, look, you was here, you did this. Come on, tell us what it did. Tell us what you did. Was you one that held her down? Was you one that did this? Look, how about this? You say you did this. You say you did that, and we'll let you go. We'll let you go home. Now, this is the part that's getting me mad a little. It's even getting me mad even more, because not only that you're going out on the streets just pulling any kid that's 14, 15 years old that's black, male, in there, and you're like forcing them to say stuff, but now you like conning them. And what's making me mad on both sides now, at this time, it's both sides. The cops telling them, well, yeah, you look, just tell us you did this. Just give us a written statement. Just tell us that you did this. They got them recorded and everything, saying they did this and did that, and telling them that they can go home, tonight, for the night, if you say you did this and did that. And that's what they pretty much did. Like, they believed it. Now, the only ones that were, I believe, were able to go home, let me think. Let's see. Corey wasn't able to go home. That's a 16-year-old. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Yusef that was able to go home. I think Raymond, the Spanish kid, I think stayed in there. I think Antron went home too. I think Kevin stayed in jail. I think two of them went home. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Yusef and Antron. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I definitely know it was Yusef, if I'm not mistaken, because luckily his mom was like looking for him, found out where he was, and got there in time because, she fucking bitched a fit when she came in there, said all this and that to this fucked up Linda lady that's trying to just pin anything on anybody. So basically, so this white girl can get justice. That you might as well just say it like that, because that's pretty much the whole point of the story. And now he's out the question. When it comes to questioning and everything, I believe Antron got out of there, but if I'm not mistaken, Raymond, Kevin, and Corey stayed in. Now they're pretty much, the cops are like making them say this person did that, this person did that. So Raymond saying Kevin did this, Kevin saying Corey did this, Corey saying Raymond did this. You know what I'm saying? It's one big circle. So they make them say they all did this, did that, did this. May saying Yusef did this and did that. You know what I'm saying? They all pretty much pointed all on each other, but kind of like unwillingly, because they was told they can go home. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was making me so sad that it was like borderline, like really making me sad, like mad, just angry. I mean, just the first 5 minutes was just fucked up. Now, some of the other parents were involved. So now you have Kevin Richardson. I believe he was the youngest one. I think he was the 14-year-old. His mom and dad did get involved, was involved, I believe, from the beginning of him getting interrogated and everything. They took him down to the station. They're sitting there listening. So, the cops are like low key getting frustrated. So they told the parents to leave. Well, I definitely know they told the mom to leave. They told the mom to leave. The dad stays. They talk to the dad, telling him, well, look, if he just says this and says this, look, he can go home, but we need his confession. If he get this confession, he's going to jail. And, they're pretty much saying we're going to figure out a way, but he's not going home if he doesn't say anything. If he tell us what it is, what happened, who did what, he'll go home. So Kevin Richardson, his fucked up ass dad. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie, it's making me mad thinking about it. So his fucked up ass dad tells him, look, just say what you did, just say what you did. All these kids are saying that they didn't do anything that has anything to do with her. They did admit that they were out there, acting a fool, this and that. And that was it. They wasn't nowhere even near where this girl got raped. They was on the other side. So she's on one side of Central Park. They're on the other side. And the way the timetables that they were even telling them what time they were out there doing this and that, she was either was or has already gotten raped and beaten up. Damn near left for dead and in a coma and shit. And, his fucked up ass dad is telling him, well, just say this and say that, say this. So he writes down this and that, he's upset. He's keep telling him, look, I didn't do anything, but, his dad convinced him to say this and say that, sign that, so he can go home. Guess where he didn't go? Didn't go home. Now you have a quote unquote forced signed confession that saying you did this and saying the other person did that. And it pretty much just goes down the list, like I said, except for Yusef. Fortunately, he was able to go home. Can't remember about Antron. Damn, this don't help my story. But I know Raymond. I know, like I said, Kevin, Raymond, and Corey for sure. Now, it's pretty much the same thing. Same thing with you know what? No, Antron didn't go. Antron, I'm like, the Antron didn't go home. Raymond's dad was involved a little bit. He just like, he didn't know what to do. He kind of shut down. So that's what fucked Raymond up. Antron McCray, he had a sister, I believe, that was looking after him, and he was so scared and so messed up that he just wanted to go home so bad. But the sister had like fucking common sense, like, no, we're not signing this, blah blah and blah blah. Like, he begged this girl to sign this paper to say, I did this and did that. That person did this and did that, to go home. Guess where he didn't go? He didn't go home, and she fucking signed it. And it just made me mad. It's like, why? You're the guardian. Why would you do that? You know? Now you got Corey. Corey doesn't have anybody on his side, and it comes down to where he actually has like a, he's not, very smart, very bright, and not in the messed up way that he really isn't. He has like a hearing problem too. And so he just didn't know all the stuff they were saying to him. So he just broke down and did the same thing. Like I said, it was just him. He didn't have anybody like everybody else did, unfortunately. And what it comes down to, they all go to jail. They all get found guilty. None of the evidence, timetables or nothing even pointed towards them. But it was just enough, just a little easy beating with a little bit, aka young black man. Found them all guilty, and they found them all guilty of almost pretty much like different things, but it still came down to, I think Corey got the worst of it though, but it came down to where they all got double digit years. I mean, fast forward, these guys came out looking like grown ass men. And it's just, I ain't gonna lie, that kind of like broke my heart a little bit, man. Like, these dudes came out with beards and everything, and just grown, just, bald heads and stuff, and it's a damn shame. So, like I said, it's kind of messed up for Corey, because Corey really got the fucked up part of it. Like I said, his quote unquote confession was written and videotaped. He said he did this and did that. Like I said, they pretty much forced him. They conned him onto saying where he was at and wasn't at. And, he got the worst of it. He got the rape charge, the assault charge. I mean, he got everything, man. They threw the book at him. I think he got like up to 15 years. I think 5 to 15 years or something crazy like that. I think he served a lot of it. He came out grown too. And the one sad thing about him, like I said in the beginning, that he was 16, so they tried him as an adult. So now he's 16 years old in an adult prison. They threw him in Rikers. Nobody has to go to Rikers to know the history of Rikers. You know what I'm saying? Then they have movies, shows, you hear stuff from actual people, whether celebrities or not, on how it goes there. This dude got beat up, his ass beat on numerous occasions. He's getting older and getting older now. He's moved to about 3 different prisons. I think his mom stopped coming to see him. I think she was tired of coming up there. I believe it was his mom. Yeah, his mom stopped, got tired of coming up there, and, like, he don't have anybody, so he wanted to move to another prison, and he had to put himself in, confinement, away from everybody, and, one of the guards told him on the low, like, look, don't go to the infirmary, because they count the infirmary. They say the infirmary is for snitches, to put yourself in confinement. And that's what he did. He had to stay down there. He came out of there, got his ass beat again. Like I say, he went to 3 prisons. He kept getting parole hearings to get out, and they wanted him to say, yes, I did it. I'm sorry for doing it. I did this and that. And he refused to admit it. And that goes for everybody else. So I get to everybody else in a second. But everybody else too, when they got asked about it or whatever, refused to admit it. And I give it to him, man. It's messed up. 16 years old, I mean, he's still basically the same age as them, and get tried as an adult, being an adult. Even if you didn't go to Rikers, you're still a boy with grown ass men in there, and he got the shitty end of the deal. But fast forward a little bit, they all get out. They're all grown. They get out. He didn't get out on parole. I believe he did all his years. No, the other ones didn't all his years. He was still in there. Then it finally came out where one of the guys in jail with Corey admitted to the girl that was in Central Park that got raped and beaten, that guy actually did it because he was in prison for something else, I think almost for the same thing. And he made it to the other one. He met Corey and talked to him a little bit, but he didn't tell him who he was or why. But like I said, he admitted to it. Corey gets out. All the charges and stuff get reversed and all that, blah blah blah. But I mean, that's good, and of course, he should, with him still being in there at that time, should get out. Everything should get reversed, but how can you really? You can't make up time, man. You can't make up time at all. You cannot make up time at all, man. And it's kind of sad that after they got out, yeah, I'm just fucked up over this, man. But they got out. They reversed. Got the charges all dropped. Nothing on the background, all that shit. And they were struggling when they got out. The other ones, the other four, they're struggling to get out, get jobs. They get called rapists and all that. And they trying to go to meetings and stuff, kind of like AA meetings type things. And, they wouldn't admit it that what they did, which they really didn't do. So, some years later down the line, they filed a lawsuit, of course, against New York, against everything that went down, as they should. They got $41 million, I think split between four of them. I think they got like 7-something mil. And I think Corey got a little bit more. He got the largest settlement. I think as he should, But they all got fucked over. I mean, that's cool. They got the money and stuff. I think a lot of them moved away. Most of them, I want to say 3 of them moved to like Georgia. I think Corey still lives in New York. I think another one lives like in North Jersey. Same difference. But yeah, it's just messed up, man. And it's definitely a good series. Like I said, I never heard anything about this before. I didn't even hear about this. Apparently they met Obama and they got like a medal from him. It's been a documentary about it. I never even heard of it. But came up on Netflix. I saw the trailer of it. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I Googled it real quick for a second. Like, oh, okay, well, shit, why not? Something, it'd be something I'm into. Why not? It's something I can look at. And like I said, the first 5 minutes, man, from the first 5 minutes all the way up until, the end when they showed everything, And none of this stuff is spoiler alert. I mean, it's been on the news. The lady's been on the news and everything. So, I wouldn't. I'm not really spoiling it. It's all in there. But with this chick though, fucking Linda Fairstein, this DA, she's claiming Netflix lied about some stuff. Now, it's not necessarily a documentary. It's more like a series type thing. So most things are going to be real. She's nitpicking over like little shit on what time she got to the police station, where exactly they picked up 2 of the boys at. I think Corey and Kevin, or Corey and Yusuf, because they were real good friends or something. And I don't know. It was crazy. And, she's nitpicking over this, saying she lied about this and that, saying she didn't have the 100% involvement in this. Like, bitch, please, you was the one who was telling the cops to do this and do that. You even spoke to the boys themselves, telling them to do this and do that. And, it's just crazy just because you was determined. I mean, determined to figure out who raped that girl, beat her up, put her in a coma for a couple weeks. And none of that shit's good. None of that's good. You should want to find out, but don't force certain individuals just because they were, in that area at that time. Fuck you. And whatever it does, or if it doesn't, nothing happened to you. But whatever it does, you deserve it. And, I'm just happy that this did come to light. I still think it's, kind of like a long time coming. Like I said, it was a documentary, but to me, it must not have been pushed like that. But, I'm happy something like this did come out. It's on Netflix, and like I said, it's a big thing that's out right now. I think a lot of you guys should look at it if you haven't looked at it already. It don't matter who you are, white, black, or whatever. It just, once you really look at this show, who you are as a person, color goes out the window. It's just what's right and what's right and what's wrong. And from the first few minutes all the way up until the end, when it kind of got good, got better, it's going to make you mad no matter who you are. But it is what it is, and I'm just going to leave that sitting there. So that's pretty much it with the show, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, social media stuff, you can hit me up on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. You won't say it, I will. Hit me up on YouTube, Instagram. You won't say it, I will. And you can hit me up on Twitter, YWSIIW Podcast. Hit me up on there, comment, like, subscribe, download, all the other stuff. You can hear all the past stuff on there. All this stuff will be up pretty soon. Yeah. Hope you guys like the show. This is your host, Ron C., and this is the You Won't Say It, I Will podcast.